Live from the Las Vegas Traders Expo, I'm Dan Gramza, and with me is Matt Choi. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to explore what you're exploring here at the Traders Expo with the traders that are attending your sessions. What are you guiding them through and sharing with them?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a great timing right now in November. We had a really choppy summer, with different reasons, for different reasons, political reasons, economic reasons, and so forth. But I think we're out of that. S&P, as you know, Dan, has broken out the new highs, and I think a lot of the seasonal trades and the rotations are coming back in. So I think in the back of their minds, the traders here, they need to know, well, we are leaning bullish. Everybody should be leaning cautiously bullish. Of course, there will be pullbacks, but overall, you want to be able to go long whenever there's a chance. And the second question is, when do you go long, right? So you wait for the pullback, and you wait for seasonals to come into play. So which means, if there's a stock that typically goes up, from mid-November all the way through to January, and this is something that I do personally, and a service that I provide to the students here, you wait for that time frame of when the stock typically goes up every year. You wait for the stock to be at a good support level, or it is in momentum breaking out to the upside, and you find a way to go long. Now, you can buy the stock, obviously, and that's perfectly fine, but with options, which is what I usually trade, you can leverage that accuracy, and you can turn a 6% move on a stock, into possibly a 100% trade using a simple spread, that anybody can really do. So you kind of drill down from the top. You're bullish. You look at the seasonals. You look at the support resistance, and you go in with options. So that's what I'm doing here at the show this time.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And on the option side, so you're doing outrights, or usually do you do spreads?
Yes.
On your option, typically spreads?
Yeah, typically spreads, and it's something that my mentor has taught me about 15, 16 years ago. He said, Matt, and believe me, when he tells me to spread them, I spread them. But that didn't come out kind of right, but you know what I'm saying, right? So you listen to what your mentor tells you to do.
As a spread trader, I understand.
You understand that, right? So, but I think spread just reduces the cost of the trade. It reduces the time decay risk, because your short options is subjected to the opposite side of time decay and also volatility. You mitigate that a little bit as well, not completely, but it helps. So anytime you can spread, when you buy something, you try to sell something. So that's kind of my philosophy in the whole time.
Do you have a particular type of spread you like to do? Are you typically looking at verticals, or?
Yes, mostly verticals for this particular strategy where we're trading the seasonals. I like the debit spread a little more. You might disagree, Dan, I'm not sure, but I like to have more control of when I get out of the trade. And because I take a lot of these trades right to expiration, I don't want to get assigned on my shorts prematurely if I'm somewhere in between the strikes. Yeah. So I prefer the debit spread. It just gives me a bit more control. But having said that, if IV is really high, I would go the other way and do the credit.
You don't want to pay for that extra.
Yes, absolutely.
But the idea of a debit spread, I guess personally, from my point of view, I don't have a problem with either one.
Yeah.
It goes back to the homework you do before you do the spread.
Absolutely.
Which is what you're doing,
Yes.
which is so valuable.
Yeah.
You want to have an understanding of why you're doing it and when you expect it to work. And if it does, then this is how it should play out. And if it doesn't, you give it the big adios and start over.
Absolutely, Dan. That's right. Discipline is the key. Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Following that plan to trade and follow the plan, right?
Yes.
But it's interesting approach that you're using, and I think it's a very logical approach, it seems, as well, too. Now, if somebody wants to find out more about your approach and what you're thinking, how do they go about doing that?
Right, so they can go to certustrading.com, so that's CERTUS trading.com, or you can reach me directly actually by email at matt@certustrading.com.
Terrific. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Dan.
And thank you for watching. Live from the Las Vegas Traders Expo, I'm Dan Gramza.